Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the press conference. You've got Ben up here first, and then Craig will follow shortly after. So for Ben, if we ask for 4 or 5 questions yn y Gymraeg yn gynta, and then it'll be 3 questions each in English, okay? So, do you want to Gymraeg gynta?
Ben, gêm enfawr, oedd hi wastad mynd I fod yn gêm fawr, ond gymaint yn fwy nawr ar ôl y canlyniad na nos Wener yn dweud?
Ie, wrth gwrs, yn credu nawr bod mewn y 3 tîm, mae'n lan I gyd o'n I fod yn onest ar y canlyniadau ni'n gallu gael mas o fe, felly bydd pawb yn mynd, bydd ni a Gwlad Belg yn mynd mewn i'r gêm. Yn siŵr bydd y 2 tîm eisiau ennill y gêm ac bydd yn gêm cystadleuol iawn.
A ni'n gwybod wrth gwrs bod hi'n achlysur bwysig iawn I tîm bersonol. Ni wedi nabod tîm digon hir nawr I wybod, mae'n berffaith I tîm, dwi e? Carreg filltir enfawr, ond mae'r gêm o'r enfawr. Bydd pob yn fod yn sôn am y gêm yn hytrach na dy ganfed cap.
Ie, mae hwnna'n berffaith I fi. I fod yn onest, canlyniad i'r gêm yw'r beth pwysicaf am nawr ac os mae'r cap rhyw cant yn dod ben, felly ni'n lle edrych nôl yn teimlo'n gret o hwnna.
Dwi'n gwybod bod ti mor proffesiynol ac yn arweinydd o'r fath bod ti eisiau ennill mwy nag unrhyw beth. Tasau Cymru yn ennill, wedyn allet ti fwynhau cyrraedd canfed cap?
Ie, wrth gwrs. Bydd e'n teimlad special I cyrraedd na, ond bydd e'n teimlo lot yn well os ni'n gallu dod mas gyda 3 pwynt.
A beth yw gobeithio'n Cymru yn y gêm? Mae'n gêm enfawr yn dwi?
Ydy, ac mae rhaid I ni mynd mewn i'r gêm yn ceisio ennill. Yn credu oedd y perfformiad yn y haf yn un dda ar ôl y dechreuad anodd o'n ni wedi gael ac mae hwnna'n rhoi bach o hyder I ni mynd mewn I wario nhw to.
A pa mor fanteisiol yw eich I gael eich dyfodol yn eich dwylo eich hunain? Os o'ch chi yn dibynnu ar ganlyniadau eraill tan os Wener yn dod chi?
Ie, mae hwnna yn sicr yn helpu ni lot yn mynd mewn i'r gêm. Mae fe'n rhoi dim yn bach mwy o pwysau arno nhw ac hefyd mae fe'n gael rhywbeth, mae'n rhoi rhywbeth extra ti ni hefyd.
Gan bod Aaron ddim yn y tîm, Danny ddim yn y tîm, ti yw'r unig un fydd yn dechrau y gêm sydd atgofion o fynd nôl I Euro 2016. Tasau ti'n gapten ar Gymru yn cyrraedd cwpan o byd, ble bys y hynny ymhlith dy brofiadau o wisgo'r Crys Coch?
Fi wedi cael lot o brofiadau gret wrth chwarae Crys Cymru, ond dim ond yn gobeithio bod ni'n gallu cario ymlaen.
Gwych, diolch Ben.
Diolch Daf. Dwi'n mynd trwy Saesneg?
Great. Ben, it was always going to be a huge game on Monday night, given the result between Belgium and North Macedonia on Friday. It's even bigger now, it's in your own hands. How significant does that feel?
Yeah, it's huge. It's look, all of a sudden it's in all 3 of the teams' hands, right? We're all in a position where we want to win our remaining games, and if we do that, we know we'll qualify. But first step against Belgium, we know how good a team they are, how big a test it'll be, but we have to go out there and hope that we can get a result.
A special night for you personally as well. 100th cap, only the 4th Welshman to achieve that. But knowing you as well as we do over the years, given the size of the game, is that perfect for you that you can let the milestone take a back seat?
Yeah, it's obviously it's a special moment and it's something that I've probably dreamt about, but the reality is there's a big game ahead of us, and hopefully, the moment of the game we can get the win firstly and celebrate after.
You mentioned it's something you dream about. Is a milestone like that something in the back of your mind when you're not preparing for a game, maybe in between camps, you're thinking, coming into this camp, for example, I'm on 98 here. Is it in the back of your mind?
Yeah, of course. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I'd have been happier if I'd have picked up 1 cap for Wales in my life growing up as a kid. So to reach something like this is it's an incredibly proud moment for me and my family, but at the same time, there's a job to be done.
And we've been here from the start of your Wales career, so we believe you when you say it. But given the size of the game, how special a moment would it be if you could celebrate that milestone with a win and keeping that World Cup dream alive? Yeah,
look, we wear the shirt for a reason, right? And we want to try and qualify for major tournaments and push as far as we can as a country. So first and foremost, this result on the pitch, hopefully keep that dream alive, and then hopefully afterwards we can celebrate.
Cheers, Ben.
That's that. Kieran from Sky.
Hi, Ben. Can I just ask what was on the training today? I always get it that there's always a buzz, but there felt something really different there today. There felt like a real energy just in the 15-20 minutes we were allowed down today. Can I just ask what's kind of just been said? Sort of talk between you as senior players, Craig and his backroom staff, post England, and then obviously taking the positive of that Belgium North Macedonia result. But what's kind of been said in the last few days?
I think first and foremost, after the England game, we were hurting as a group. It was I know it was a friendly, and people might think that it wasn't the be-all and end-all, but it was a game we probably expected better from ourselves and would have definitely hoped for a better result. But probably gave us a wake-up call as well. Like, we could have gone into it, played a comfortable friendly, rotated the team a lot, and come into this Belgian game maybe a little undercooked. But more than anything, I think we're ready. We played against a really, really good team, and we're expecting the same tomorrow night. And I think we learned a lot about ourselves before playing them.
And can I ask what was sort of the initial atmosphere and chat at about 9:30, 10 on Friday night when you saw the result come in, and what that means for you?
Yeah, it definitely gave us a lift and gave us that positivity we needed after such a tough result, to be honest. And since then, of course, we were fully focused and desperate to win, but it definitely has given us an extra boost and a bit of extra incentive to try and win this game tomorrow.
And what is it about encounters with Belgium? Because throughout your career, you've been involved in them. What is it about the two sides that they're always very, very close? You do have an exceptionally good record. Belgium don't like playing you. What is it?
Oh, it's a tough one. Look, I feel like probably most of my caps have come against Belgium. It's been one of those countries I felt like I've drawn a lot of times across the years, but we've always remained competitive. They're probably one of those teams we've always looked up to as the best team in the group or the best team in our campaigns, and we know it's always a tough challenge, but I think the fact that we've always been competitive with them, it gives us hope going into every game, and I think the summer showed that as well. We took another step forward. Of course, we conceded the late goal, which hurt, but we do have some confidence playing them again.
I just wonder if I may on you. I know you've spoken about that 100th cap, but what does that maybe mean beyond just yourself, with your family, that have taken you to football matches, coaching when you're a little kid? How special a moment will it be for the people that, when the time is right, that you can share your milestone with them? What does that kind of mean to Ben Davies?
It's an incredible feeling, really, to be able to achieve milestones like this. I think growing up as a kid when you have that pipe dream of playing football, but it's probably every young boy's dream, and I was lucky enough to have my parents that supported me wholeheartedly in this, and they're there for every game. I've got my wife, my kids, everyone will be there, and they realise what a special moment this will be for me on a personal level. But from my point of view, it probably is a big thank you to all them as well, because I understand that being a professional footballer is it's probably a very selfish existence. Like, we do a lot of things for me to perform at the best, to be available to play for Wales, and they all put me first. So it's gratitude more than anything to all those people that supported me.
We'll bill Sky for that.
Hey Ben, just looking at the game tomorrow, Doku obviously had an incredible influence in that first match. Is there, first of all, your memories of playing against him in that game, but also are there special plans being put in place to face him tomorrow?
No, we haven't spoken about it, but obviously he's an incredible player, and you could even see the influence he was having on the game against Macedonia the other night. He's a brilliant 1v1 dribbler. He makes it difficult for your defenders, but ultimately that's where we have to be a team and make sure we try not to leave players isolated, work together, and make it a challenging night.
And although it is a young team, really, there is a lot of experience in qualifying within your ranks, aren't there? So I guess this game doesn't really hold that much fear going into it.
No, there's definitely no fear within the camp. I think we feel like we've been in these situations before where we've had crunch games in qualifying and got over the line in most of them. So it's another one of those tomorrow. It's a big game. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and just to finally on yourself and that 100 caps, you watched some of your teammates doing it, Gaz and Chris Gunter and things like that. What were you thinking then? Did you sort of have your eye on it yourself? Is it one of those things you've been sort of angling for?
Yeah, for sure. I've always wanted to achieve as many caps as I could, play for Wales as long as I could. I have so much pride. I love playing for Wales, and hopefully it can continue beyond the 100.
Any more questions? Ben and then Hamza.
Ben, just how positive is the camp? 'Cause I suppose after the other night, it could be easy to be seen from the outside, at least, to be a bit negative, a bit downbeat. But it sounds like you guys are really positive going into obviously a massive game.
Yeah, look, it probably wasn't as positive as it is today. Day after the game, it was a quiet journey back to Cardiff. We were pretty disappointed, but ultimately we weren't going to gain anything by staying in that frame of mind. And as soon as we had that little spell of disappointment, we've managed to flip it around. And I think that having watched it back, we've did our reviews as a group, we probably learned a lot more from a tough game like that.
Without divulging, obviously, too much, what were the key things that can't happen, say, tomorrow that maybe slipped in on Thursday?
I think, to be honest, there was quite a lot of things. We really looked over the game, and there was lots of elements where when we've played against good teams in the past, we've done it a lot better than we did the other night. And whether that was the occasion, whether that was the 2 set-piece goals knocking the stuffing out of us early, there's lots of potential reasons for it, but I think that hopefully tomorrow you see a different side of us.
And how much can you take from June? Because obviously it was a crazy game, but the way you came back, and it was uncomfortable for Belgium, obviously, before they then scored again. What can you take from that?
No, we take a lot of positives from that game. Of course, giving them a 3-0 head start is never easy, but I think the character we showed, the belief we showed, and also the quality of the football we showed in that second half really showed we probably deserved to share a pitch with them and really push them to the edge.
Definitely. Hamza? Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
Someone like Kevin De Bruyne is probably one of the best opponents I've come up against in my career. So creative, but also has so much quality and so much calm, poise in those like high stress moments. So I think he's an incredibly difficult player to play against. His off the ball work probably goes under the radar, and when the runs he makes behind, he makes it challenging for you. So really he's one of those players you just have to try and stay concentrated at every moment and just be aware of where he is, because one of those guys that if you stop constantly, switch off for a moment, he tends to exploit that. It's a really, really special bond that we have as a team with the fans of this country. I think we've probably noticed that more than ever the other night when we played England. We were disappointed on the pitch, and to see, I'm not sure how much, was 7,000-8,000 all there, all singing at the end of the game, as if we'd won. That doesn't really feel like it happens in the rest of football, and we will always be so grateful for them, and I think that's what made the result so hard the other night, and this point when we felt so hard, it's because of their reaction. They're so supportive of us in every moment, whether we go to Kazakhstan or whether it's in Cardiff, and every time we walk out, we know we're representing them. We want to do good by them.
Together we are stronger, right?
Exactly.
Any more questions? Diolch yn fawr pawb. Craig will be in shortly.
Thank you.
Enjoy tomorrow.
Thanks.
Okay, pnawn da, croeso'r gynadledd, welcome to the press conference. Do 2 or 3 questions each, if that's okay. Starting with you, David. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch, IG. Craig, good to see you. Hope you're well. We were just chatting to Ben about how much Friday night's result has changed things for the better. It was already a huge game, but how much more significant does it feel for you, the staff, the players, given that your fate is back in your own hands?
No, I honestly, it was like, I do try and explain this, like, and I understand where you come from. I really do, trust me. But you understand why I take it one game at a time? I don't try to look too far ahead. I think we were talking in here about goal difference last time. I think that's out the picture now, yeah?
Could be.
Yeah, I think maybe. We don't know, honestly. Like, we're not Nostradamuses in here, and and I'm not that. To us, it's like, and even just my experience of football, and also my experience of coaching, like short-term and international football. Expect the unexpected, because anything can happen. And now the nice part of this group now, like, we have 3 games left. If we win all 3, we claim top spot. Now, if Belgium win their games, if North Macedonia win their games, it's like, this is exactly where I'm sure we all wanted to be. And you just have to embrace it, and enjoy it, and it's, tomorrow night we're home, full stadium, and just like enjoy every second of it.
You saying that takes me back to the game in June, how much you enjoyed that experience. As you said at the time, you never enjoyed losing, but the game, the 4-3, a memorable game for everyone involved. I remember you saying there'd be more life in this group yet, because people were starting to maybe write off some of Wales's hopes of winning the group, but you said no, there'll be more life in this group, and so it's proved. How do you see this game going compared to that game in June?
Yeah, I just, because North Macedonia came to the table, and when they drew at home against Belgium, then we knew if they were lost comfortably, then I believe they might have been fighting it out with Kazakhstan then. But once they got that result, then it was like, it's not a 2-horse race. It was clear. They have a lot of experience. They're going to make it very difficult in this group. They're going to have a lot of say. Our game, it was very open. I'm sure both managers didn't want it as open as that. I love that type of football, of course. But I was just mentioning then, like, my stress levels doesn't, because I see it and it's like spiking everywhere. That's not good. So I'd like a lot calmer, but a lot more control. But it's always difficult against, a team with individual talent that Belgium have. But yeah, it's just tomorrow night. It's here we go.
How excited are you?
I got it. It is so good. I have to be honest, David. It's so good. This is like exactly the opportunity you want. But at the same time as well, and this is how I work, like my psyche works. It's not all over if it doesn't happen. Trust me. Like, we adapt. We go again. I'm prepared if we win. I'm prepared if we draw. I'm prepared if we lose. Consistent in what I like to do. Even from the game, say for instance Thursday, it becomes even clearer. When you get to watch it back and you get to see the good bits of us and not so good bits, what we need to be better at. Allows you to progress. Like, I'm a little bit different, and I don't advocate for everyone to be like I quite like losing sometimes. Makes me push, makes me like see things even more. And then, yeah, like, I'm prepared for whatever happens. And I always am. I always am, because the one part of me that is true is consistency. I'm consistent in everything I do. And that's on and off the pitch. I have to be, because that's the person I want to be.
Diolch Daf. Geraint. Thank you.
Hey, Craig. Down the training ground, I said it to Ben as well. There just seemed to be an energy that came from the players. The keeper's out first, and the players. It's always a happy feeling, but they really felt some energy down there. Can I ask kind of what's been said between yourselves, the backroom staff, the senior players? Because, you know, Thursday night will have hurt. Well, it did. We were there afterwards. We know it hurts, but there just seemed to be a real energy down there. I just wonder what's been said amongst the group the last few days to get them ready.
No, playing Thursday as well gives us a good extra day, and it's really important because it allows us to really review Thursday night and allows us to improve that. It's like this needs to be a lot better. And when you see evidence of previous games, it has been. So why wasn't it this one? Then maybe this is the reason why. And we're going to be up against that again. And that's the benefit of playing those type of games. They stretch you, they test you. But more importantly, if you do it right, they improve you. And I'm in the business of improving, individually and collectively. So for us, it was clear on what we were able to show back. And then we move on. Now, can we have this version, more improved version, against another top team? And that's what we're looking to be tomorrow night.
I'm taking what you've been saying in previous answers, how you're trying not to get too carried away by the Belgium North Macedonia, because we've all done it in football. Results go, it's in your hands, blah blah blah. How have you been able to sort of keep that perspective that you want from not getting carried away by saying, 3 games we could be at the World Cup, etc., etc.?
You can't. There's no guarantee we're going to take care of the other 2 if we take care of this one Monday. There's no guarantee. All we can do is be us, and I mean the best version of us, and then we have a chance. But it's game by game, Geraint. We know this group. We know the game. I know it's your role. You want to look that far ahead, of course, because it's a better line for you, and it's a difficult industry you guys are in. I really appreciate the industry you're in, and not maybe you particular, but journalism's tough. I won't want to be in your shoes. It's a real tough environment. But for me, I have to strip it back to allow you to be able to be you and be the best version of how you do your roles, and respectful of it as well. But I have to come back into the world of what football is to us, and it's to take care of what we can take care of. Now, there's other games to be played. Like I said, we got Liechtenstein and North Macedonia home. Belgium got Kazakhstan away. We know how difficult that is, and that time of the year will be even more difficult. Do they have the players to be able to take care of that game? Of course they do, but we know the conditions and what's about to come. -20 maybe. Will it have an effect on the stadium, or will it not? So there's a lot of football still left. Do you understand? So for us, it's like, if we win this game on Monday, it's still not guaranteed for us. It puts us in a better position. I believe we've got about a 23-24% chance of winning this group. Last I looked, it was down to about 13. Now we're sneaked up after Friday. What percentage will we be after Monday? And then what position will we be after the next one? So, yeah, just game at a time.
Understood. Can I ask just your thoughts on a player who I know you've spoken with great affection of, Ben Davies?
Yeah.
Now 100 caps. Doesn't matter who you play for. to reach that milestone is just an incredible testimony of your ability and your talent, but also longevity as well. And he's still not particularly old either. Just your thoughts on Ben's journey from being a player, a top Premier League talent, and now the man that leads your side out.
Yeah, no, he's as a player. I remember his debut. I think it was against Croatia. Am I right? In Swansea. Yeah, I was playing, and I remember he hit one ball in opposite, so fullback opposite pocket where I was. But the quality of how he was able to hit it was not something I was quite used to from playing with Wales at that time from that area. And I remember, honestly, as clear as anything, was he's a good player. It was, you just see it. He's seen a pass that not many do see, but the quality of how he was able to execute it just was like, this kid's top. And since then, to watch his development, just watch him keep progressing, but also the human side of him, it's really impressive. To get 100 caps is no easy feat. It really isn't. The consistency of how he's been on and off the pitch, and of course he's been, he's had one or two injuries, but nothing real serious. So that helps as well. It's definitely helping us now with him because, the consistency he's able to train and play. He's like very robust. But also as a coach, I spoke about him as a player and just the impression he had on me. But as a coach, he's helped and taught me so much. To have a player like that who comes to you with advice, who's able to pass your messages on as well, because he has real command of the group. He's really respected within the group. He's taught me so much. I have to be honest. I've been so grateful for that. And like you said, then he has a few more years left in him as well. So I look forward to, hopefully, if you lot don't have or you get fed up with me too much, I hope to have 1 or 2 more years working with him as well. Thank you.
Craig, over the last decade, Wales have had these crunch moments before and big games, and you've been watching on, I imagine. What sort of stands out for you in terms of, I suppose, those games that you've seen at the Cardiff City Stadium, and what can be replicated or taken into tomorrow night? It's always the firsts, usually the most important. I remember the Belgium win, because that belief came. It was like, this can happen. This is actually really, this is really realistic now. Where before those moments have sort of been grabbed off us, and we just weren't the quality enough to be able to do anything about it. It wasn't due to not trying, and it just that lack of quality at those key moments in games. But this group in that 2006 that went on to that moment, I felt was like, it's there. Also like the Ukraine one, because that's another first as well of that group. And, of course we've been at a World Cup before, but for like so many years, where I felt the crowd carried the team. They sensed the moments. And even real difficult periods, because it was a difficult game. They knew the right moments to lift the team and keep them going. And that's, I have to be honest, even in my time here, the connection the players and the fans have, it's quite unique, and it's really special. And I think the players, and even myself, are always taken back by it. The level of respect and the amount that travel to even the home games. And I expect Monday night to be electric. And then it's up to us to play to the intensity that they're going to be as well.
So hopefully it's the perfect storm.
Just got to ask you about Doku, who was incredible out there in the away game and caused so many problems for Wales. Any special plans for him? Anything that have you been focusing on him, or is it got to be a team?
Yeah, we're going to try and put about 5 players on him if we can, and leave Trossard and all that because he's not very good. So we'll just let him go on his own. No, it's impossible. They got too much quality. But I do understand. Jeremy's like incredible. I was just so like another player I was beyond lucky to work with. He could lose you in a phone booth. You know, he could go by you in a phone booth. I've not seen many players with that talent. I have to be honest. From a young age, it was always the final ball then. That's what he needed to develop, and he has developed. We always thought he would do. It was just a matter of time. We only had him for, I think I had him for about 2 years, and then a big money move, obviously, to Rennes. But as a person, like I talk about Ben, they teach you how to coach. He taught me loads. He taught me so much, and I have such a fondness for him, and I hope the feeling's mutual, because we still speak quite a lot. I'm grateful for him. I really am. Just even the moments when he wasn't particularly being a Jeremy that we like and maybe had an opinion where he maybe shouldn't have, they teach you more. Yeah, how do you control this situation? And I loved him for that. And hopefully it doesn't go too well for him tomorrow. But then after that, I hope he has the most incredible career because, you know, I only played a small part. Trust me, loads of coaches played. You know, we all, when someone says they're the ones there, they come through him and they ignore it. It's not true. There's a list of coaches they come through. I was just a tiny bit in that. But I got to know the person and the family. And that to me is more important, and this player deserves everything.
And then just finally for me, in terms of, I know you're saying lots of learnings, you've been able to break it down for the team after Thursday night's result. What did you learn about yourself and your management? What have you taken away from it about you?
Yeah, no, that's, to me, it was more clear. Sorry. You okay?
Yeah, I was just passing it back.
Oh, sorry. Are you trying to stop me? Or?
No.
No.
Learnings for IG.
Yeah, we can't control him. I'm trying to get him to get his knee up at the moment because I have to wait so much to walk around. But he still plays tennis, believe it or not. But let's ignore IG for a second. Even though he's the most important person that I've been involved with Wales, trust me, he really is. No, it learns, like, it becomes clearer. I think you mentioned about maybe adapting. Yeah. Like, I like pressing. We didn't press. Adapt to what then? We were deep. We didn't get out. We didn't trigger. So that's adapting. Trigger, press, work together. That'll give us a chance. So to us, you go back and strip it through, and well, we have moments of this. This is what it looks like. This is what it doesn't look like. And now against different opposition, they can stress you. But if we behave due to our habits and what we do, then this makes this situation a lot easier. So it allows you to look back through it, and it become quite clear, and you're able to show that to the players as well. So you both go through this as well. This is what good looks like, and this is what, when we're not so good, what it looks like. And some teams you get away with it. You know, like there's some teams, maybe your habits are not as good as what you would like, but against a lot lesser opposition, you can get away with it to a degree. You don't want to, you can still pull it up and still look at it. But against real top teams, you don't get away with it. And that's the beauty of when you play real top teams. They don't let you get away with it. They're not going to. And that's how you improve. That's how you improve as a group, and that's how you improve as a coach as well. You know, it's those moments. So it was good. I have to be honest. Looking back through, I really enjoyed. I don't like the defeat, of course I don't, and none of us do. It's normal to. But yeah, it was. There's a lot to grab, and there's it's given me the feeling that this team can go a lot further. And that leaves you excited.
Thanks, Lawrence. Ben?
Craig, I think before the England game you referred to sort of now or never moments. I know we're not quite kind of there yet.
Who reverted to that?
I think you did, yeah. And you said about now or never moments. I think you were looking forward to Monday at the time. But I just wondered, do you get the sense that Wales maybe as a team or maybe as a country just kind of rise to the occasion with these kind of games?
Yeah. If I did say now or never, then I have to relook at that. But I think the players have, over the last number of years, like even if you look at the games, even if you look at Poland, they've been in this situation so many times now over the last 10 years. And especially in Cardiff nights as well. It's, all the playoffs when we've managed to qualify have been here. So it's like the crowd have a level now of they're used to this environment, they're used to these moments, and the players are as well. So there's very nice that they're revisiting this type of moment again because it's what we want. I didn't get to experience that. Usually at this stage, I was usually out of a group by then. So it's nice to be able to, get to 3 games left. That we got a huge game on Monday. That if we win, it's a nice start to the remaining games.
And I think before as well, you said maybe in this room, you said about the nation needed to be more positive, or people generally need to be more positive. Feels like, especially after Thursday, it would be easy to maybe be a bit downbeat, obviously disappointed by the result, but how important is it to be positive going into tomorrow?
It's everything. I don't know whether I'm quite positive. I think we can see that, or I was a little bit, I like this job was amazing. I mean that, but my only tiny bit was moving back to Wales. That was the only little bit, because I was aware the rugby weren't going well, Cardiff weren't going well, and I know that atmosphere just goes woof. It's like we feel it. Small nations probably do. I mean, in 3 million odd people, I'm like, I only ever see good. Now, listen, trust me, there was a period where I only ever seen the other side. I know which side I want to see. And I believe there's always a special moment coming. I can't allow myself to feel the other way, and I won't allow it. So positivity, it's something I have to have around me. Even from your coaches, even from players, body language, you see I'm very big on that. How you present yourself. It's so important. So to me, it's I don't see a problem with that. I have to be honest. I don't see that being a problem. I sort of had a feeling we'd probably end up talking about this as well, because this is what we do here. But it's like, woof, Do you want to go to America?
I'd like to, yeah.
Yeah, so do I. So do I.
Do it together.
Yeah, we would. How good would that be? You know what I mean? But will your life go on if we don't? Absolutely. Of course. Yeah, no, so do I, yeah. We just get to enjoy this. Get to enjoy it. But give it everything we've got to get there.
Just lastly, you mentioned earlier about the stress levels and stuff. Just wondered, how are you tracking that?
I've got to be really careful how I speak to you guys as well, because you really print this stuff as well, don't you? It's like, it's my fault. Trust me. It's only whoop. It's just to keep everything, yeah. So it's actually quite addictable as well. So every time I put a coffee in, I put a coffee in. You have to put it in as well. So it's you've got a whoop. Get one. Honestly, it changed the world. It changed the world. You just want to keep fit and you want to sleep well because it tells you if you ain't. So I think I've done a really good bit of business for Whoop. I might even get one free here. Well, tell me, get one, and I think I can pass you on a code that actually I get some off then. So, yeah. Anyone else wants one? Please tell me. I can't get you one, but I might get a cheaper. Yeah.
I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then that'll be it. Is that okay? Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Bellamy. Question from Belgium. You're good friends with Vincent Kompany. Did you speak with him, and where are his limits? Would you advise him to take one day the national team, the Belgian national team, in hands? Would that be good?
It'd be good for use. Without a shadow of a doubt. No, more in contact the last game, I have to be honest. He's actually really passionate, like Belgian. Honestly, I don't believe you guys treated him anywhere near with the respect he deserved in that country when I was there. I thought how you spoke about him in the media, I was shocked. And I have to be honest, I even would say to Vinny, this would never happen over here. The respect you deserve. And I'm not, listen, we're not all against criticize if it's going wrong. I just felt it was personal at times with him. And I didn't see a reason why he deserved that. Because I see a very humble person who loves his country. And I've only ever, trust me, when his group was, he wants Belgium to win. And he wouldn't give me anything on anything he's ever heard about, like maybe Belgium might do this, maybe, no, he wouldn't. He's that passionate about Belgium. And I love that as well in a person. We should be about our countries. His idea of maybe, I think he's got different paths. And I think we're seeing that now. He's probably the most informed coach in Europe, if not the world, at this present moment. I always felt that was going to be the case with him. I seen it in Belgium. I thought he was the best by a mile. And that's not me being biased. He was well ahead of your game in the Jupiler Pro League. And what he was able then to go and do at Burnley. But even the periods where we got relegated, it was difficult. I seen him even better then. And it just proved that when Munich say, we want you to be our head coach. And what he's done there then since has been, to me, I see it fitting. It's the quality Munich deserve in a manager, and he's the manager, he's made to manage a club.
One day he will win the Champions League.
It could even be this year. It could even be, but we'll see. And the last coach you had, Marseille, that won the Champions League.
The last coach who
Belgium.
The last coach who won the Raymond Goethals. Raymond Goethals at the time with Marseille.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, as I said, yeah. In 19... Wait. It was when they beat AC Milan, Basel Boli. 92. Was it 2? 93. Some of my head 91, but Waddle was there at 91, so it was a year later.
And, it was with Basile Boli.
Incredible team. Yeah. Incredible team.
So
but he was, and he had a huge success in Anderlecht and all that as well. I'm surprised that no one else has that.
And maybe a question about Zeno, because we are sometimes worried about our defense being young, but Zeno is now a bit the leader of our defense. What did you learn him?
What did I learn him? Yeah. Everything. I say that because Vinny gets very annoyed with that as well. Zeno was, he was an attacking player, yeah? He played in the pockets, he played 10s, and then when he was with me, he was about 15, and he was 6, but he was 6 centre back. He could move between the two. On the ball, as a centre back, he's as good as I've ever seen. I haven't had you don't get these type of players. They're quite rare. How he's able to break lines, how he waits for the moment. And then defensively, we knew just with experience and physicality that would improve. Because heading actually was a big problem for him. But then in Belgium, you play a lot of direct balls. It's a very physical league. So the league, I always felt, was always going to benefit him. It would help him, and that's where, you know, Belgian players have never had a problem adjusting to British football, because the physicality yours is like very direct football league. So Zeno definitely got a very good education in that, because it was part of the game he was going to need. Got a brilliant move to Sporting Lisbon. And he's just, honestly, I feel he's a player who's just going to keep improving. But hopefully tomorrow night, there's still one or two bits I know a week I feel with him, and I would definitely tell him, because I have that, I like to think that relationship with him, that hopefully we're able to exploit tomorrow with him.
Vinny learned him to perform tackles, I heard.
I don't know. Like Zeno wasn't that. Do you know when you're that smart, you put your body in the right place, you don't have to make tackles? Like we have, I feel like, do you know, see sometimes when we have like a league and like defenders are top of the table and tackling and all that, you know that's not good. You understand that, yeah? Like that means if you're tackling, you're in the wrong place. Like when we had great example, like your Bobby Moores and all that, like never their kit dirty, and there's a reason why, because they're not having to tackle. They see the game, and he's definitely in that mind as well. Like he doesn't need to be, because he's ahead there. So to me, like he has all the components to be an exceptional player.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, gentleman there.
Hi, Greg. Good to see you. I need to ask you about what you've learned from playing against England, playing against someone like Thomas Tuchel as the head coach of England, and what you're looking at taking from that game into playing against Rudi Garcia, in terms of tactics, in terms of ability, in terms of style of play. What is it you're kind of looking to learn from Wembley to take into Cardiff City tomorrow?
No, there's a lot. I gotta be honest, with England, I thought their habits were amazing. Top habits, like getting back, how they set the triggers, how they set the press. I think he's building a really good team. And I listen, if they weren't, we would have been able to have a lot more joy. But what impressed me the most with them was their habits. They acted like a top team that all worked together. If they didn't, we would have had I'm sure we've had a better say in the game than what we did. Now, for us, it's how to adapt to that. If they're locking you one way, how are we able to adapt to get up the other side? Now we have to create the angle better. But then in possession, say for instance, are we able to time our movement better? Now, of course, it's physicality but then you have to be so clean with the ball, but also your timing has to be spot on, because if it isn't, then it comes pressure, and they were winning the duels. So to me, that's a nice learning. Like I said, with the manager, I like the habits he's brought into that team. I was like, yeah, like, you know, when you watch it back through it as well, you're like, yeah, I think they're quite serious, you know. I think they're a serious team. So if I didn't see that, then I would maybe not. But yeah, to me, it was nice to see a coach with that, because they were, you know, it was nice to come up against that. I have to be honest, from a coach to appreciate another coach, because I did see that. So that was nice, but it also gives you determination as well. It's like, how can I close that gap? You know, how can I get to where he is? Or then if I get to that, how can I overtake him? So he's like, I'm grateful for him. But going into this game, like, Garcia is a different manager to what Thomas is. I'm not saying good or bad, but they have different traits and different styles. Will Belgium have those habits? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. If they do, then this is how we have to be better prepared for. If they don't, then it gives us the opportunity to play them between the lines a lot easier. But the other part of it it's for us. It's our intensity. It's our like when once one goes, we have to move up together, and it has to be a change of speed. We cannot be a ploddy team. We can't be that. You get picked off against good teams. So we have to be aggressive. We have to change the speed. And when we commit, we shift. So, you know, the game's always about, I always believe, without the ball. How good are you without the ball? Then it allows you to have the ball more. If you ain't, don't expect the ball.
Someone who's really good on the ball is Kevin De Bruyne. Is there something that you're looking at from your midfielders, especially, not just getting up quick in terms of tactics to try and stop him from basically having his natural game against you tomorrow?
It's always difficult, like individuals, because they have other individuals. But to me, it's always the unit. Now, if the gap's open, then Kevin De Bruyne hurts you. The evidence of 10 odd years just shows that. It's you know, it's very, very difficult. If we're connected, then it might not just be one player, it'd be next player, be like it makes it more difficult. So we definitely have to be connected between the lines, and we have to work together as a group to not give the space like a Kevin De Bruyne can use. It's not always easy at times, but we need to really be consistent on that. Now, at moments, sometimes they can do something out of nothing. But how do we react? How do we get back? And then go again. So, yeah, it's, you know, listen, he's a special player. He's proven that. And he still is doing exceptionally well. But they have a lot of good players as well. So for us, it's the group, it's the unit, it's the team. It's not just 11 players, it's the subs. It's, you know, we have to be full concentration, full intensity for 90 plus odd minutes. Because if we're not, then yeah, it's a difficult game.
Thank you. Finally, yeah, sorry.
Hi, Craig. Just coming from Fulham Football Club. You played with Harry Wilson on his debut against Belgium in 2013. What did you make of him then? What have you made of his journey up to now? And how impressed have you been with him since you've been managing him?
Yeah, he's been brilliant as a manager. Say manager, I don't like calling myself a manager. It just doesn't, it's not the end thing now. You know, let's call like head coach, yeah? Because I'm not a manager. I don't. What is a manager now? Like, are they the ones like dictating? And it's like I'm just there to coach the team, and I get the main say on it. So, yeah. Let me just move that way first. As a player, he's been top. But I've always been aware of his ability as a player. And even when we played, we come up against him in the Premier League. In coaching, I was like, he's an exceptional player, this kid. You know, his positioning, his numbers, and his ability as well, and also his mind, how he sees the game. He's a very, very clever footballer. It's allowed us to build a lot around him because he can absorb that and he can go with it. So he's been, he's been exceptionally key for how we play. His debut, that was Belgium, huh? Yeah, that was my last game. I see this little kid coming on. It was, I remember that moment, yeah.
15, wasn't he?
Yeah. I remember even more because I think his granddad doing quite a lot of money after it. I was like, what happened there? Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like, I think they done quite well from it. It was a really good bet though. When I heard the bet, it was like, whoa, you know. When we talk about Nostradamus, that guy is that, you know. It was like, how can you predict that? But he's top. And I enjoy watching him at Fulham as well. So long may it all continue for him because he's been a very, very good footballer for us.
What do you think, as a coach, has really established him now as a key player for Fulham?
No, it's where you use him and how you look to play. Now, if you like, say for instance, you played him out and out wing, you know, stay wide, 1v1s, and look to get on the outside. And I don't believe it's his game. I believe he's a player who comes in. So if you maybe had a fullback then going out and you bring him into the pocket, then he can live in that. He can live in those moments, and you know, his half space crosses, but also how he sees the game, how he sees players runs, but also the opposite side, how he gets into the box. He's very dangerous and intelligent footballer. But to me, it's how you use him, I believe, then allows him to excel. I don't see him as an out-and-out winger. I see him as a pocket, left and right. But also, he's got those traits where he works hard for the team as well. If you watch his habits to get back, then he's and he has the numbers to be able to allow himself to do that as well. But his concentration is he has all of it to be a good player.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Diolch fawr. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.